Welcome back. We'll start with part 2 where we are going to discuss about how you can migrate to autonomous databases using MB to ADB. So on oracle.site you have a web page dedicated to this, and it provides more information about the tool. But before we start using MB to ADB, let's talk about what is the general migration path when it comes to on-prem. You have a database on on-prem. You want to bring data to object storage, and from object storage you take them to autonomous Oracle database, because you cannot use ARM and clone or something. So that is the suggested way. Either you can use SQL Developer. If you have certain files to upload, you can do that, but it is a suggested approach to bring maybe the data pump kind of exports to object storage, and or even for SQL loader files. Once they are in object storage, you would be able to move to autonomous database. On a general migration techniques, DBMS Cloud that was developed, which is a PL SQL package, and that provides support for loading data from various formats, whether it's text or Parquet and Avro files in the cloud to your tables to autonomous data warehouse. And DBMS Cloud supports loading from various object storage. So to start with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Object Storage, or Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Object Storage Classic, or any Azure blob storage, as well as Amazon S3. So it has compatibility with all of these. The more details about using this particular method, DBMS Cloud, you can refer the MOS link, which is 2493502.1, and they have given examples on step by step how you can create a credential, or how you copy data, or how you define the external structure. So they are covered under MOS node, and you can utilize them. The other methods, SQL developers, as well as data pump, SQL star loader, or MB2ADB. So these are the supported methods if you want to move to autonomous databases. From cloud migration based practice, you can use the schema advisor when you migrate to Oracle Autonomous Database, and they provide you insight on what is available in on-prem or the source, like which can be moved or which cannot be moved, because there are certain restrictions as well, and we expect mostly to bring the data, and the remaining stuff like any kind of partitioning requirements or indexes and things, so that can be always done within the database by its own, right? So most of the things it decides and also changes the formats and all. So just bringing data as well as the referential integrity or business constraints is mostly enough for most of the time. And this MOS note, again 2462677.1, they provide the schema advisor related details, and it is highly suggested to use that one on your source system, so that you can evaluate what can be moved or what you have to factor during the migration. You can use MB2ADB when migrating to Oracle Autonomous Database, and we are going to cover more details on this tool. So the MOS note which talks about MB2ADB is 24633.574.1, and move to autonomous database is basically a new tool which will permit you to load data and migration from your on-prem to autonomous database cloud, which basically leverages the Oracle data pump, export, EXPDP, IMPDP, and with a single command it is able to migrate to autonomous databases. So data pump import allows you to basically import data from data pump file, which resides on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Object Storage, and you can save your data to your object storage, and then that will be used for loading them to autonomous database using MB2ADB. So there are several operations which are supported. So move to autonomous databases supports operations such as like auto operation or EXPDP operation, IMPDP operation. So they are covered in more details into the MOS node. So some of the prerequisites for using MB2ADB is you must have the OCI command line interface installed, and if you have not already done it, you can always take that from GitHub or from the cloud.oracle.com site. So it takes a few minutes to get installed, and the prerequisites for them is Python and a few packages. And once they are installed, you will have your tenancy related details like OSID of your tenancy, or or tokens, and a few other details with respect to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure environment, and MB2ADB will take use of that, and it can help you migrate. The operations which it is covered, like as I said, auto operation or EXPDP, IMPDP, it has ability to create bucket, it can delete buckets, list bucket operations, or put dump, get dump. So all of these are supported methods along with this tool MB2ADB. So the Moss note talks about like how to you will get started by installing it, or any deinstallation. It provides the script for you to use for migration. On a high level, this migration tool MB2ADB, there are different operation modes, and these are auto, EXPDP, and IMPDP. Then we have OCI object storage bucket operations, as well as it supports the object storage object operations such as delete dump or get dump or list, or putting the dump into that. On the right side you see an example on how to use this utility MB2ADB along with various parameters. Auto operation is one command operation here that performs entire load data process into Autonomous Database Cloud, and EXPDP does it from the source, which is schema based basically, and it can upload the dump over to Oracle Object Storage, and IMPDP then takes over to Autonomous Database Cloud. The IMPDP operation is going to import the schema into Autonomous Database Cloud, which is copied over to Object Storage using EXPDP command here. Here I'm concluding the part 2. I believe like you might have got understanding on how to use MB2ADB utility, and the Moss note which talks about much detail along with examples. So I will encourage you to take a look at them. And now with that one, I'm going to move to part 3, where we will cover Oracle Zero Downtime Migration. So thanks for watching.